Hi guys and welcome to Trazone.com. This is Mohit Soni. Finally, we have the River Indy for a road test here in Mumbai. We've been riding it for 2 weeks. We've been charging it multiple times. We put in as many kilometers as we could, and we've ridden it all in all modes, and we've seen what the scooter is all about. And as always, let's begin with the design. Finally, when I say we are doing a road test and we are seeing the scooter in person, back at home, makes us realize that what the scooter is actually all about. First rides anywhere doesn't give you a big idea. It's the real road test that matter. Spending a couple of weeks with it to truly understand what the product is, and that is why I always emphasize on road testing products here in Mumbai, because that's what really tells me about what the scooter is. First rides are always sort of inconclusive, and they don't really tell you the full story. But as always, and since I've missed the first ride and the launch of the River because of personal reasons, here is my absolute first impression of the scooter, and the scooter is very impressive. Just look at how the design is done. This is the most unique looking scooter out there in the Indian market right now. Huge apron at the front, huge LED DRLs which are square shaped here. Let me just they are actually on, and as you can see, they are very bright. And the LED lights here are also very bright, and illumination and spread is also quite good. What you get here is LED indicators as well. It's a very solid chunky looking scooter at the front. At the side also it looks like a very good looking scooter, which has very good robust underpinnings, and it feels very big and solid at the same time. The side profile to me is actually quite a game changer, because the way it end up looking quite sleek. But then you come at the back and see how big this scooter is. Look at these LED lights at the back. They are downright brilliant. They feel like they've come from a very expensive scooter, or something that is from a very expensive catalog of parts. Really impressive. Fit, finish and quality is also quite good. You get these very big clip-ons here. Front and rear master cylinders are placed here, and just look at this. That almost feels like a motorcycle swing arm that is on offer, and that is the kind of robustness that you get from this scooter is partly because of that. That is a very big massive swing arm with the struts, single-sided strut, dual-sided struts on both sides, and the motor cover is also well covered. This is one of the few electric scooters with a main stand on offer. Is it easy to put? Yes, it is. It is quite literally can be done with one hand, just like how I did it right now. You've got these racks here permanently put in to make sure that you can mount any luggage you want. At the front also, that is a possibility with the handle here, and these are foot pegs. So that is the massive floorboard on offer. And what ends up happening is that if you are loading too much stuff on it, you can keep your legs here. You don't need to go at the back. So this is also really impressive. These are very age-old problems that all scooters had, and River has solved these very enthusiastically and keeping a lot of things in mind to make sure that people don't go through the age-old problems, which is brilliant. You've got a very nice hook here. This also feels very solid, much solid than any other scooter when it comes to the plastic quality, and it can hold on up to 3 kgs is what it says. This area also feels very nice. The very solid clip-ons here on offer. That is how the dash looks like. It is great, it is colored, but still feels slightly old school, and but you get to see everything here. And these buttons are too hard to operate. This strip button seems to be working fine, but everything else needs a very hard push, and with gloves or without gloves it is going to be very difficult to use so. Or you'll have to apply a lot of pressure to doing that. I don't think women will be able to do that. Men still will find a way to do so, and that's that. High beam button and pass light are integrated into one, which is always a great thing in terms of convenience. Even the kill switch also has that start, stop and ignition on the same. You've got hazard lamps here which work quite well. This is the eco, normal and ride mode on offer. These are very typical keys, no keyless entry or push button or anything like that. Open the massive box and you can see there is the kind of space you have is humongous, and that is the charging point over there, as you can see. So that's that. Very impressive. Let's go to the side. Very well placed key lock for the seat opening, and just look at that humongous 50 liters of space. I am doing this review after watching the Rista's launch. I haven't seen the scooter in person yet, but this really trumps the Rista out and out. If they're claiming to be the biggest, they're truly at fault here, because this is the biggest, absolute biggest in terms of space. This has the charger inside it, and once you remove it, just look at that kind of space. It can store a lot of things, and that is pretty brilliant if you ask me. I'm going to do something different here. We'll try to keep in my big helmet. I am finally sure I can put this inside. Can I? Yes. Can I close it? Oh my god. It's done. It's done. The first ever scooter to put in a full size helmet. This is outstanding, absolutely outstanding in what this scooter is trying to achieve here. You've got a light here as well, and carnivorous, absolutely carnivorous in terms of space. Truly practical in every single way. So this is the kind of scooter that you have here. So much space on offer. The paint is good, but there's a lot of orange peel visible on the black parts, and I think that is something that could be fixed. But I don't think that's going to be a problem, because most of the other paint looks very high quality as well. Just look at this plastic here, quite good. This piano black, the river badge. This scooter just comes together really well in terms of fit, finish, quality, and the robustness is through the roof. Really impressed with what the scooter has to offer here. Humongous seat here as well. You can literally seat two people in absolute comfort and carry even more luggage if you're not carrying a passenger at the back. Really impressed with what is on offer. Let's find out how it's like to ride. So guys, we are out riding the River Indy for the first time, and how is it like to ride? Well, to begin with, we are in eco mode right now and full throttle, and what you can see is we can only do 52 kilometers an hour max in this riding mode. Let's switch it to ride mode, which is the normal mode basically. Try to max it out, of course we can. This seems to be limited to 71, 72, 73 kilometers an hour, which I don't think is bad. Very impressive. Let's go into rush mode, which is the sports mode for the scooter, and I'm pretty sure we're going to hit around the 85 kilometer hour mark, at least on the speedo. um, Full throttle, slightly windy. As you know, I am a heavier rider, and the scooter is also one of the heaviest scooters in the EV space. Despite trying to keep it as locked as possible, what we can see is 85. So going back to eco mode, which I think is sufficient enough for the scooter. Doing 50 top speed isn't that bad. And what this tells us, the eco mode, as you can see right now, I'm sort of struggling to do higher speeds, because it is a very linear way where it does speed up in the eco mode. And yeah, rest of the modes feel okay and normal and fine. Eco is really, let's say, eco, and you have to be very sedate, and you need to have a lot of patience immediately. Also, you need patience if you're juggling through modes like how I did right now. And what this also tells us is that the ride modes are well calibrated. They are not a gimmick, that's for sure. They work quite well. Secondly, the acceleration does feel quite slow, because of course the scooter is quite heavy. And thirdly, the top speed is just limited to 85 kilometers an hour. It makes 9 bhp of power, and I think that's the reason why it is making a healthy 26 newton meters of torque on the spec sheet that it says. And that gives it very good acceleration, but only in normal and sport mode, because as you can see, eco mode, the acceleration is slow, and the top speed is also, despite the top speed is quite high for eco mode. So usually it's the other way around, where the top speed is less and the acceleration is higher. But I think this is the right way to conserve more battery, because this is a 4 kilowatt battery, and this is something that makes a little bit less horsepower and torque from the motor, but it is surprisingly solid to ride, because it definitely feels very solid, very robust in the way it drives. See, eco mode, slightly uphill, the acceleration takes a bit of time, gathers momentum very slowly. So let's just keep things normal. And as you can see here is the charge is at 57%. It is showing a 48-kilometer range. As soon as I take it into rush mode with the throttle off, it goes into 34. And let's go back into eco mode, it goes back to 49. So again, a very good difference in terms of percentage, battery and range calibrated altogether quite well. In certain scooters even this is sort of gimmicky, but at least this works here very well, and that is full marks to River for doing this. um, Coming back to the original topic of the scooter, feels very robust. Just look at this. You cannot do this with any scooter. Just trust me, this you can't do this with any scooter. Jumping on the side with a very large uh, you know curve that goes all the way below. Let's get into ride mode. You can just, this is a very bad road and suddenly it's taking it really well, even better than smooth roads. And here we go, back to normal mode, back to normal road as well. This is the kind of thing that River, I think, is asking you to do indirectly, because, or if the roads go horribly bad in in a jiffy, this will actually save you, because it feels very stable, very robust, very solid. And the ground clearance is so high that even with my weight, 100 plus kgs of weight, it is not bottoming out. It's got 14-inch wheels and tires, and the tires, let me tell you, they are one of the best for tires I've ever come across in a scooter in terms of grip, while cornering, while in a straight line, and while going through that bad patch as well. I've been doing that a couple of times while in my 2 weeks of testing, and that is why I could show it to you as well, because things have not gone wrong by my side while doing so. And this shows the tremendous capability that this scooter has. Very impressive. Apart from that, of course, all of this weight, fantastic suspension setup, tires and wheels make it very good. 14-inch wheels are last seen on any scooter was the Aprilia SXR, and those tires were also not that great in supporting all of that, but the wheels and the tires are so good here that the handling also is fantastic. I've taken some really uh, you know long sweepers in very as much speed as possible the scooter can be in. Try to lean in as much as I could, and this has impressed in that area as well. Apart from the other things that I told you earlier, on how the space is so great and how the design is so good, and it's again questions galore here in Bombay. They're seeing it for the first time, and everybody's like, what is really happening here? So I have to answer a lot of questions, and they're like, this feels the most premium scooter they've ever seen. So let me just show you. Bump, sweeper, slight touch of the side stand with me leaning very aggressively. That is it. But the stability, rock solid. The confidence, I've never seen something this heavy ride this good. That is the reason why I believe in doing road tests for these scooters, because the one day ride, mostly in Bangalore. Arre, arre. I believe in doing road tests for these scooters, because this is the kind of things we need to know back in our background. In our, we need to test these scooters again. We'll do something like this, not trying to reach the limit here, and realizing the grip is great. It feels very solid, very stable. I'm really impressed with the scooter, how solid and robust it feels while riding, and how you can do so many things with it. This is the most practical family scooter you can buy in the market right now, absolutely, by far. And yes, I am doing this video after watching the Rista's launch, and the River Indy here already trumps it in terms of number. And of course, I've not seen the Rista yet, but it will not be as. It is not as big as this, and in real life also it cannot match the numbers also. So apart from that, it cannot match it in real life as well. Of course, this is a much more bigger, heavier scooter, and you've got so much more premium tech as well. When it comes to the lights, which are fantastic, absolutely fantastic. It's like, in terms of lights, this is the Audi of scooters, if I would like to put it, because the kind of LED DRLs and the lights that have been used at the front and the back also raise the quotient quite high. So I don't think the Rista, which is going to compare to this head and square, is can come close to the scooter. I think that's it. That's what the River Indy is all about. It's got fantastic brakes, front and rear disc brakes, and everything just works. Feels very solid, very nice, and can't wait to spend more time with the scooter in the future. Uh, of course, I am also just like you, so I am always looking out to buy a very nice EV scooter. This is definitely going to be on my top list of getting one. Um, yeah, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye. गर्मी है भाई, का पानी पी ले.